Hey everyone, I was talking what I got the other night on one of the Facebook Ecto groups. He's talking about doing his wife's car as an Ecto, but not being able to leave everything on it. And I told him that this is basically what this car is. It's my wife's daily driver, so everything had to be able to come on and off. So I'm doing a quick video. He wanted to know how it was done, and we discussed it and what I had purchased for it, things of that nature. So do a quick video of how to turn a daily driver into an Ecto and be able to keep it a daily driver without having all the stuff on it. So this is a 2020 Kia Soul. That's my wife's car. As I said, every one of the Ghostbuster decals are put on a roll of the magnetic sign stuff, like for a car. I ordered off of Amazon, and I'll put the descriptions in the link. I'll link for the descriptions below. But everything is a magnet. It just comes right off. Everything peels off. Very, very easy to do. Designed this car last Halloween. Forgive me, it's filthy. We've had a lot of rain. Not really in a position due to an injury where I can clean it, so it's nasty. But everything is magnetic. Everything comes on and off real easy. I've been really impressed with these magnets. As this side, you can see I have it off. This side is clean. I've been really impressed with these magnets staying on. The only issue we've had is just a few days ago, we've had so much rain. I've got them on the back as well. We've had so much rain that one of these back corners came off while my wife was driving it the other day. But we picked it up. I've got it in the car. But you can see it goes right back to being a clean car. Roof rack, I made, it's wood. I made it last year. This roof rack is, I made it before Halloween, so end of last summer is when this was being built for this car. We purchased this car September, so I guess that's when the roof rack was built, because I measured specifically for this car. It's just I think it's 1x2, the wood slats that you can get from Lowe's. It's what I purchased and built it with, and just screwed it together. It's not great, it's not perfect, but it works for this car. And I didn't have the money or the knowledge or the know-how to buy metal tubing and have someone weld it, because I can't weld myself. And then I also had to make it where it could be taken on and off. Two people can take this rack on and off. My wife and my son have done it, getting it on and off. It's a little bit of a pain. 3 or 4 people would probably be better, but 2 people can get this rack on and off. It's not extremely heavy. And I'll give you a quick rundown of what I've got on it. These lights I ordered from eBay. You can make it strobe, or you can make it turn, rotate. They're red and blue. Check your local, as far as your laws and stuff, as far as what you can and can't have with the lights. Not supposed to have any blue lights. I've had this car done up several times, and this past time it's been on for several months, and have never, now don't run these going down the road. The only time I've had these on is in a parade or something specific where the roads were blocked off, things of that nature. I've never run these down the road, but I've never had any issue. I've never had anyone stop me or say anything about these lights whatsoever. But I am a police officer, so I don't know how that would go if they did pull me over, but this car has never run on the road going down the highway with these lights on. I've got them on right now. We're on a closed road. I've got them on right now just so you guys can see. But just some of the random junk that's on it. Those were from a car alarm. I've had a car alarm for years, and that was just the horns that come with it. They're not hooked up to anything. They're just there mainly just for looks. This piece here came off of old riding lawnmower. It had gone bad. I found it at a garage. It was in a junk pile, and they give it to me. And it's just put on here. It's just bolted up just for looks. The tanks come from a local police department. You guys looking for these tanks? Sometimes the police departments have them. They're getting rid of stuff. You know, sometimes they auction these things off or they sell them. Govdeals.com. You know, you can find these things on there. You can find light bars on there sometimes. Only thing with that is sometimes you might have to get 10 or 12. But, you know, if you get them at the right price, you can turn around and resell them, I guess, or whatever. But I lucked out with these. They had a few they were getting rid of. So I only had to get a couple. I think I ended up with 3, which was great because I ruined one trying to paint it. I tried stripping it, which I didn't realize would make it look terrible. So luckily I had these extra ones. And they're just bolted on. These are hose clamps, the biggest hose clamps I could find. I've actually got 2 of them bolted together, and they wrap around both of the bars for the rack. And they're on pretty good. They're not going anywhere. And then just the reflective yellow and black tape that Lowe's has. This piece is just a cheap voltmeter out of one of those cheap bins at an auto parts store for like $4 or $5. Not hooked up to anything. The wires are actually clipped. But it's just put in there just so there's something in there, some type of meter, just for something for people to look at. This piece here for the sniffer, these are just PVC pipes. That's an electrical outlet that I took the Dremel and cleaned out to be able to get those in there. They're screwed in from the bottom, so there's actually screws holding them in, so they're not going to fall out. All this is screwed together with screws going into this piece. This is the canister for the AC Pro air conditioner system, like you can buy at any auto parts store. We bought some to put in one of our family members' cars years back, and it was empty. For whatever reason, I still had the can, but I'm glad I had the can because I've used this can, the gauge, and the hose all in different places on this car. And I've just put these random decals on it that I had left over from where I did my my proton pack. The decals are not holding up well. That one's holding up okay because it's got a clear piece of tape over it. These, like this one here, and you'll see even better on the other side, they're not holding up well at all. The weather is not being kind to them. This here's just a dryer hose, or for a washing machine, I'm sorry, like the return hose. I just painted it blue, just stuck it in there. It's held in by zip ties and a couple of screw clamps in here. Just for something to be there. It's all just random junk, basically. PVC piping. All this comes from the plumbing section from Lowe's. Painted white, painted black. This is just red electrical tape. And there's a little piece of the reflective yellow and black tape. This is the hose that come off the air conditioning canister that I was just talking about. I just drilled a hole, put it in there, hot glued it in, and it's just held down with zip ties, just to make it look like something's going to it. This piece here, I found on the back of a stove that was in a junk pile. It had the fan already in it. This piece and this piece. I got this bolted in a different spot, but that's all it was. It come out of a junk pile on the back of a stove. It had those little hex head bolts holding it on. I just took, you know, a ratchet and popped those hex head bolts off and brought it, and it fit in this rack. It doesn't fit perfectly, but it's in the rack, and it's, you know, it looks like it belongs there. The rotating light I bought from Lowe's, 25 bucks I think, not too expensive. You can see I got the cord just run down, and there's an outlet back here in the back of the car that it plugs into. This I've broken. Watch out for low hung limbs. This was just a plastic candy dish that I bought from the dollar store, and it's bolted to, screwed down to a pizza pan, also from the dollar store. I just took it and I had painted it. I had painted the stripes on it because I couldn't get a decal to go around it. This is coming off. This was actually wrapped around it. I just put some wooden dowel that I had put in there to help give it some stability until a tree limb got it. This is just one of those just hooks I bought at Harbor Freight. You get a set of these hooks. It's just bolted into the block of wood that this sits on, and they're all screwed to this other piece of sheet metal there that come off the back of that stove. And these are just random hoses, and that is all these are. They're empty. It's just the wire loom, and they're just placed around in different places and zip tied, just so it looks like there's something there, just to make people look at it and be, you know, people think some of this stuff works. People want to know if we actually look for ghosts and how this equipment works, and it's just random junk. And it's kind of funny to me what some people think. This is off of a satellite dish. It's just a dual element satellite dish piece. You know, I've screwed some cables into it, just kind of run them in random places, just to make it look, again, like it does something. The tube is just 4-inch PVC tubing. I wish I'd have went with a 6-inch. If I ever redo this, I'll probably go with a 6-inch tubing. I didn't realize at the time, for whatever reason, it would look better bigger, I think, because it would be a little more symmetrical, I guess, with the tanks on the other side. I just think this side looks off because it's not quite as large as what's on the other side. But you can see what I'm talking about, how the decals or the weather's not holding up well to the decals whatsoever. I don't have anywhere to put this stuff. When it's not on the car, it sits beside my porch, my back porch, on 5-gallon buckets, so at least it's up off the ground, and that's where I have stored it so far. I don't really have anywhere to store it. All this is just, again, random wire loop. There's nothing in it. It's just run down to different places. This is a plastic ammo canister that I bought from Harbor Freight. I want to say it was $5. There's the gauge off the AC Pro that I put in there. These little knobs I had bought from a hardware store, just random switches. That is out of a microwave. That's the digital timer clock out of a microwave. And I put the little wire loom thing, or no, wire there that come off a proton pack. And just random switches again, they do nothing. That's actually a bottle cap screwed on there to look like a knob. I can see that one of my hoses had come out. You know, it's like I said, it's been on the car. We've had a lot of rain and wind and stuff a lot lately. But it's probably, you know, September. It's been on the car since October, with only a couple months in between where this stuff wasn't on the car. So to be thrown together and just be a bunch of random stuff, it's held up very well. This is a piece of an old air conditioner and window unit that I had, or that I found actually. Just kind of repainted it white because it was a grayish color. These are all PVC fittings from Lowe's. The little ghosty there come off of a cupcake, which I thought was kind of cute. I just stuck him up there. I just ran around the wires. Another pizza pan. Just run some wires in to make it look like it may be doing something. You know, and then you get back around to the other light. But it's all just random junk. I have no idea, money-wise, what I've got in the roof rack. It was pieced together here and there, not all at one time. Some of that stuff I had been saving for a few years in hopes that I was going to do an Ecto-1. So I don't have a lot of money in it. I really, really don't. I think each of the front lights were $20 a piece, so I probably got $65, $70 in the lights. Most of the stuff was just random stuff that I picked up. The wood and the PVC pipe that I used, I really don't know. I would venture to say that entire roof rack was probably $150, if I had to guess, just from memory on what I'm thinking. That's, you know, like I said, I pieced it together here and there. I didn't have the money to go out and just blow $150 all at one time on it. As far as the stuff on the car, I think the decal kit with the Ghostbuster logos was $40 off of eBay. The roll of red vinyl that I put on the magnets, I think it was right at $100 because of what I had to get lengthwise to make it work. And then the magnetic thing itself, I want to say, was another 40 bucks. So, you know, I probably got total decals in the car, There's probably less than 500 bucks in turning this car into an Ecto-1. And again, like I said, I didn't do it all at one time. Ain't got money like that. But it works. I mean, people, even though this is not a 59 Cadillac, it's not a hearse ambulance, and you know, but it's the brand. It's the whole branding of, oh my gosh, that's a Ghostbuster car. People see it and they absolutely love it. They want pictures taken with it. They want to know, you know, what the stuff does or how it was made. They want to know, you know, do we go out searching for ghosts? You know, I always have to tell them no. The only ghost we look for is the Holy Ghost. It's the only one we got contained. But no, we don't look for, we are not paranormal investigators. We do charity events, we do parades, we do children's hospital visits, things of that nature. We use this car sometimes for the Ghostbusters of North Carolina. And you can also check Ghostbusters North Carolina out on Facebook. And we do all kinds of things there. But this car has been used for school parades. You know, I do church things with it. I've tried to do some videos using this car and using some of my stuff and integrating it into like youth church type stuff, doing videos, especially since the COVID-19. But there's a quick overview. You know, aside from paying for the car, less than $500 and turn it into an Ecto, and within 20 to 30 minutes it can be taken on or off. The biggest thing is the roof rack. I will tell you on this rack that, I mean, there's nothing under it. It's not a complete boxed in roof rack. If you can tell, I put these wood pieces here. I measured it out where they would sit directly on top of the crossbars. And then they're just held on with C-clamps. Or U-bolts, basically, is what they're held on with. Not C-clamps, they're held on with U. But that's it. A bunch of random junk, some decals, some red vinyl, and a little bit of imagination. And you can have your own Ecto-1 regardless of what it is. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a Cadillac. It doesn't have to be a hearse or ambulance. People know what this car is when they see it and get a kick out of it. We always have fun when we take this car out, and it's been used, you know, for quite a few good things, and for that I'm proud, and I enjoy doing that stuff. This car was built to give back and to make people smile, because I enjoy doing that. My wife enjoys doing that. The Ghostbusters of North Carolina enjoy doing that, and you know, we just want to make people just be able to take a moment and get away from whatever's bothering them and just be able to think back to their childhood, or the little kids see it and they smile and they laugh and they enjoy it. So that's what life's all about, guys. Try to make somebody smile, try to make somebody's day a little bit better. That's what we do. That's what we try to do every day. So hope you guys enjoyed this. Maybe you can learn something out of this. Maybe you know, give you some ideas on how to do something you didn't know. If you want to know something, you know, leave a comment or hit me up, and I'll try to explain it a little better if I didn't explain it enough here. But imagination, some random junk, and some decals, you guys can have an Ecto-1. It's terribly simple to do, and it's fun to put it together and go out and just let people enjoy it and just see other people's reactions. So hope you guys have a good day. See you later.